So today I would be. So today I would. I hope you can all see my screen. Can all see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So today I will continue from where you stopped yesterday. So I'm starting off with ETL today. ETL. Um, I would because ETL is divided into three according to this session for the first 10 days. ETL is divided into three sessions, and I will be taking the first part of that. I will introduce us to what we call ETL, and I will introduce us to various data types that will have Power BI and how we can actually connect to it. And I'll run a demo on a few data types, and I think would end the class
Yes.
with the training. Oh no, with a not training. It's an assignment. And I think that should be able to help us in our Power BI journey. So without wasting more time, because I already don't have more time, I'll get straight to it. So today is connected to different data sources. The two of our Power BI made this easy. So who am I? Okay, Oluwasegun, like I said, I'm all passionate about anything that has to do with analytics, data, the like. So you can reach out to me on Twitter through my handle and on LinkedIn. I'm very efficient. I'm responsive on LinkedIn. Search me out on LinkedIn and reach out to me on LinkedIn. I'll be glad to hook up with you. Um, so let me get straight to the um class. So Power BI, what's Power BI? We all know we have been hearing of Power BI. I'm sure there is almost everybody here. For you to even join this class, you have heard of Power BI in one way or the other. So basically, Power BI is a business analytics service by Microsoft, and it helps in providing interactive visualization, and it has robust business intelligence capabilities. And obviously, the end report, the end goal, or it allows users to be able to create their own reports and dashboards. So, and it's one of the powerful tools released by Microsoft, and it's a world leader in BI right now. Um, I'm sure some of us are familiar with the Gantt chart, BI chart. Power BI right now is a world leader, far, far above the likes of Tableau and the likes. So, and that's because there is, I'm sure the Microsoft team engaged what we call, I know what some people call casing, constant improvement. There is always constant improvement. There is a monthly update to the Power BI software. Obviously, if there is constant improvement, obviously it will continue to get better and better and better and better. So salient point from the definition of Power BI, you can see
Fagulha,
business intelligence here.
welcome to
So
Sky
am I audible enough?
Yes, you're good.
With
Yes, you
Okay.
are.
some with some noise in
It's
your
okay.
background.
Okay. So salient points from um, Power BI itself, or from definition, business intelligence, interactive visualization, data set, even though it's passive in definition, but you can see it there, dashboards. You can also see that everything I just mentioned there rely on a robust data set. So for example, the beauty of a BI tool, it's the ability to be able to connect to various data sets. And for these data sets, we're able to speak. So for you to connect to data source and create wonderful relationship with this data set, we'll get to that even as we proceed, even by the time we get to the demo session. So that's the beauty of a proper a BI tool. So why? Okay, so let me get into the definition of things. So we're talking about ETL. So what exactly is ETL? So ETL is just an acronym for what we call extract, transform, and load. I'm sure the database gurus are in here will understand what this means. Extract, transform, and load. So I want to give a very good example. Um, Crude oil, exploration of oil. The end product of oil is the gas, the fuel we have running in our cars, the kerosene, diesel. But before we get that final product, there was a raw material, which is a crude oil, which is extracted from the core of the earth. So there was a process of extracting the crude oil. And obviously for us, our chemistry students, I hope I'm right. I think it's fractional distillation. That's what we're using, actually getting out this output from oil. So the same thing, the same analogy runs in analytics, in BI. So there is the extract, there's a transform, and there is load. For every beautiful visualization that you see, there is a set of data, or there is a large chunk of data running behind whatever visualization, whatever dashboard that you are seeing. And there is always a process of extracting from that data set. So whether you are extracting from an Excel file, you are extracting from a CSV file, you are extracting from an SQL database, from wherever you are extracting from, whether you are extracting from the web, there is a process for that extracting. And once you extract, you are not guaranteed that this data will be in a structured format.
Okay.
So what do I mean by structured format? The data might not be arranged the way you want it the way you want it to be arranged. It might be semi-structured, it might be structured, and it might not be structured, it might be dirty. So there is need for you to clean up this data. There is need for you to arrange this data to fit into how you want it to be loaded. Then there is the load, where you now load it after you have well structured it. So for example, I want my data to have these rows, these columns, and everything. After I've done everything, then I can now load it into my BI system to help out, to help in manipulation and everything. So I hope we understand and we are following through.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
bringing it into Power BI. So there is a tool in Power BI called the Power Query, that is used for those who are Excel users. You could have been, you could be familiar with that too, Power Query, and that's the tool that is used in running these ETL. So through Power Query, you connect to data sources, you do your transformation, and you load into the model. So we'll see that when we get into the demo. So data sources, what's data source? So a data source could be anything. It could be a location where data is stored. It could be the actual location where this data is generated. So for example, let's assume that we are in a grocery store, and you use a tool, maybe you use an ERP tool in generating transaction data daily, minute by minute. So once the customer makes payment, you are using a particular tool, ERP tool, to store that data. Automatically, that data is like a data source, because obviously to have a database, it's storing the data. It's generating the data. That's where the data is originating from, and it's also being stored there. So that could be a data source. And you could have data sources as a result of, okay, maybe there has been an export. So for example, someone is sending an Excel file after exporting from your ERP tool, and they are sent to an Excel file. That Excel file could be your data source. Because if it's stored in your system, that's a data source. So a data source could be a location where a location of a data source could be on a system, could be on the cloud. It could be obviously on the system on the cloud right now. It could be on premise or on the cloud. And Power BI supports a large range of data sources. That's one beautiful thing about Power BI. That's what makes it very unique amongst various BI tools. It supports a large range of data sources. We'll get to it during the demo. You have over 200 data sources that you can connect to. Even if the data source cannot be connected, there's what we call the blank query, where you can even write a blank query with your IT people, writing an API, through an API, granting an API to perhaps your data source and everything, and you can still connect to it. So that's the beauty of Power BI. You can connect to various data sources. You will see a lot. You can connect to a data source as simple as a PDF file. That's to show you the beauty of Power BI and everything. And I will show you a few things right now, even as we go into our demo. So I'm going straight to the demo. So, okay, let me open up a blank Power BI desktop. So we all know that Power BI desktop. I will assume that we have seen Power BI desktop. We have Power BI desktop on our system. Please, if you don't have it, you can always go Google Power BI desktop. You should be able to get a link that directs you to a Power BI web page where you can download the Power BI desktop for free. Actually, it's free. Power BI desktop is free. So you can download it and you can follow through, tag along. It's not so difficult to use. Trust me, if you follow this session for the next 10 days, 10 working days, trust me, you will be able to stand firm as regards using Power BI. And with a little bit of learning advanced things, you should be able to get up and at least be able to do jobs using Power BI, run jobs using Power BI. So, two things I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to talk on the home ribbon and talk on data sources. So, like we can see on my screen. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes,
Yes.
you can see your screen.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So as we see, it is what the Power BI interface looks like once we open it. And I think Power BI in February you had to enable it, but from the March update, Power BI adopted the normal Microsoft Office team like features that whereby we have ribbons, we have a look-alike of what we have in Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Power BI adopted that, even though I'm a little bit archaic and change management, I will change. I will still prefer the former way it was, but for the essence of this, for this training, I will run with this. So basically, we have the home ribbon. So we have various ribbons. So on my screen, you can see about 5 ribbons, but to deal with the home ribbon, in the next classes, someone will actually run through these things. But so the home ribbon, so we can see that we have various toolbars in the home ribbons. We have the clipboard, we have the data, we have queries, clipboard, data, queries, insert, calculation, and share. The clipboard insert, calculation, and share is not active. That's because I don't have any data loaded in. So for the data toolbar, we can see that we have the get data. Get data. We can see we have Excel, Power BI, dataset, SQL Server, enter data, and recent data sources. Actually, what we have in Excel, Power BI, dataset, SQL, you can also get these features on the get data. But I guess the BI team looked at the frequently used tools on that get data, so they had to bring it out. So it's easier for people to click on them. And the recent data sources just shows you the recent data source. So for example, you could see my recent data that recent data that I actually linked up on Power BI. That's my recent job. So I want to get data. So if you see get data, you see with the heading with the common data sources. We have the Excel, we have Power BI data set, Power BI data flow, SQL Server, analytics services, text slash CSV, web, OData feed, blank query. And this is the most common, and it's just tip of the iceberg of what we have. So for me to see the all data connectivity or the connectors for Power BI, I will have to click on more. And this brings up a dialog that shows me all the forms of connection that you can actually do. So it's up right now. So you can see that this is subdivided into 6 according to Microsoft, the Power BI team. All is not there. So we have the file format. That's where you have the Excel, text slash CSV, you have the XML, you have JSON, you have folder, you have PDF, and you have SharePoint folder. And I would like to tell us that I'll be running 4 demos. I'll be running demos connecting to 4 data sources, and PDF will be part of them. I'll be doing connecting to PDF. PDF will be part of them. So I want to show you how you can actually connect to PDF. So if you have PDF files and you have been like, Oluwa, how will I do this thing? Now I've showed you a way forward. Power BI can actually help you extract from PDF. So you have database connectors. You have that's SQL, Access, Oracle DB, IBM DB, MySQL. You can see Teradata, SAP HANA database. Quite a large set of connectors. We have a lot of connectors here. So we can always run around. You can see Google BigQuery. We have a lot, and a lot. Like I said, you have over 200 connectors. And even if your connector is not available, perhaps it's an open source, it's like a unique connector created for your business, or maybe say that's why you have blank query. So you have Power Platform. Now, Power Platform is one of the things that Microsoft is pushing. So they're pushing the Power platform. So you can see that you can even connect to Power BI data set, Power BI data flows, common data sets, common data service, Power BI data flow. Azure, that's the cloud platform, Microsoft Cloud Platform. You can see that you can connect to Azure SQL database, Azure data warehouse, various Azure tables. You can connect to them. Online services, you can connect to quite a lot. SharePoint online, Microsoft Exchange online. That means now you could connect to various Google Analytics, Adobe Analytics, various LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Smart Spreadsheet, QuickBook Online. So that's for accountants. GitHub. You have quite a lot. Web Trends. We have quite a lot of data sets that can be connected to online. So what I'm saying this is, do not limit the capabilities of Power Query or Power BI. It helps you to actually extract your data set, and it helps you make your life easier as regards working as an analyst, working as a DB. Because, so for example, I'll give an example. Let's say you have an ARP, maybe an SAP ARP or something like that, in your business, and what you do before now is that you extract from SAP, maybe whatever you extract it to CSV, and you now take that CSV to Power BI. Showing you you can just connect it directly to your SAP file, SAP engine, and you just get the live data from it, right? Instead of downloading, it saves you time. So all that, we have the web. We can also connect to the web. I'll be sharing that with us too. Connecting to the web, connecting to connect to Outlook, Python scripts, Adobe file. You have quite a lot of things that we can connect to. So, but for this training or for this session, because honestly, I cannot connect to every data set or every connector here. Even if I had a whole day, and I just have a few minutes right now, almost minutes, and I will appreciate if we could mute our mics so you could help others. So, but one tool here, and thank God for the Power BI team, there's this search tool here. Yeah, and the search tool can actually help you to search. So, for example, you might not remember the folder or the categorization of this connector. So, for example, I want to search for PDF, and I don't know where it is. I don't know where it's being categorized in. I can just search for PDF here. So once I search for PDF, I can get it. So once I get it, then I can do whatever I want to do. So since I've clicked on PDF, maybe we should just connect straight to a PDF file, right? Just to show you a demo of PDF on how we can connect to PDF. I hope we are following.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So I here want to connect to PDF. So search for PDF. So I have to locate the PDF file. So before I locate this PDF file, let me show you the PDF file I want to connect to. So this would guide us. Okay, so I have a PDF here. So, okay, can we see this PDF?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
we can do that.
this PDF has various tables, and I want to extract a table from this PDF just to show us what I'm talking about. So let me extract out, let me load this PDF into my Power BI too. Okay, so PDF. Can we see? I'm connecting. Let me connect to this last file. Okay. So here we could see that. I hope you can see all these tables loaded. All these tables loaded are signifying every table that is loaded, that is on that PDF file. So Power BI has, with the native intelligence in Power BI, they've been able, or the intelligence in the Power BI tool, they've been able to identify each table, and Power BI has been able to, or Power Query has been able to identify each table, and it's giving me options of each table. So if I click on each table, you could see the data fine. So some might not be well sorted, might not be clean, but you could see the data set here. So let me go back a little. Let's remember when I was trying to paint the scenario of ETL, and I was talking about crude oil, and I brought it home. So what I just did here is an example of ETL. So my data is the PDF file. So my first step, or the first step in ETL, is extract, transform, and load. So what I'm doing here is that, okay, I know I'm connected to a PDF file. I want to extract a set of data sets from this PDF file. So what I've done is that I've connected to the PDF. So I'm about to extract. So the process of what I'm about doing here is extracting. So if you notice that we have various checkboxes here, we can actually bring in multiple tables into the data set, but me, I'll choose just to bring just one table because I don't want things to load forever. I'm not sure of my system memory. So I'm bringing just one table, but you can actually select multiple tables. You could select multiple tables. And some of us are new to this. The next class will be on transformation.
Hello, please. I guess you mute your mic. Can you just unmute, please? Presenter.
Okay. Apologies for that. So he didn't really miss what I said. Where did I stop? Hello?
Well, you were
Data
talking
sets.
about the extraction table.
Extraction.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, so maybe I should just take this again. But did you see why I brought in the PDF?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we got it up to where you selected that single file. That is table 2. You can take it from there, please.
Okay. Okay. So apologies for that. So what bringing in the what best practice while I was learning or while I was running through trainings on Power BI, I was taught that even though you will have a load button when you are trying to extract, do not use the load button. Always click on transform, even when you feel your data is well sorted out or your data is well structured the way you want it to be. Always click on transform to at least see your data set. That's the best practice. And I feel someone can pick that up here, even for subsequent trainings or subsequent, even doing subsequent lectures or as we run through our knowledge of Power BI. So, like I painted, the scenario I painted that ETL is a perfect example of what I'm doing right now is a perfect example of the ETL that I was trying to explain earlier. I've extracted the data set from Power BI. I am currently going to transform the data right now. So transform means I'm going to load into Power Query to sort it out before I now load into my engine. So that's what I'm about to do right now. I will transform my data. I'll click on transform. I will not click on load. Please do not click on load. So this is my data loading. Okay, so now we can see it has loaded. So I will not want to go beyond my the syllabus because the next class will be working, will be taking transformation or transform. ETL and we're taking the transform part where you do your data clean and the likes. But for the essence of this training, I will not want to go too far. I might not be able to go too far, but I want to show some things. So a little bit of cleaning. So we'll be wondering, why is this my data like this? It's supposed to be a table format now, clean and everything, but it's not like that. Power BI is not being like that. So let's go back to the PDF file. So we'll see why it's being loaded like this. So this is the PDF file. If you see the PDF file, you'll notice that if you see my highlights, why I highlighted, if you notice that Power BI is bringing everything I highlighted here as a table. And I'm sure this table or this PDF wanted the industrial goods, building materials to be like a table header, but since it's still in a table, Power BI is seeing it as a table. So that's why we do not have symbols, data starts from symbol security name. So what we need to do is now correct that, because for the first row, and in fact the header starts from symbol. So I will have to go back here and clean it up. So I'm just trying to run through it, even though I'm not supposed to do that today. We'll do that tomorrow or during the next class, is to show that we can actually clean up this data. So in cleaning up this data, obviously the first row is useless to me because I really do not need it. It's supposed to be a row heading. So what I can do is that perhaps I can use it to rename my data sets here under the properties. Just copy and paste here. And I have to remove this first row. So I will remove the first row. I'll remove the top row, but it's going to come up with a dialog. In coming up with that, tell me how many rows you want to remove from the top. Obviously, I just want to remove the first row. So it's just not going to be number of rows, 1. So I will remove that. Then I want to promote my first row, my new first row as an header, because column 1, column 2 is not my header. So then I'll go to transform. Under the home ribbon, there's transform. Click on transform, and there is under the the table toolbar, you'll see that there is a tool called use first row as header. I'll click on it, then I'll use that as my header. So automatically, what this has done is that is sorted out my data the way it is in the PDF. So you can see the way we have symbol security, nominal value, closing price, shares outstanding, market cap. You can see symbol, security name, nominal value, closing. So I have it all sorted the way I want it to be sorted. So that's it for extracting from PDF. So if you have a large PDF file, maybe you had a client or you're working with people and the client sends you a PDF file and you're like, how do I get through with this? I just showed you a way to extract tables from PDF. Thank me later. So I want to go to the next set of the next data source. The next data source I want to connect to will be an Excel file. So Excel file should be a little bit straightforward for us because so I'm sorry I will not load this because it's out of my scope. So maybe later I can load it towards the end of the class. I could load it so you see how it looks like. But this is all sorted out, and then once we load, we are good, and we can now start doing whatever analysis or modeling we want to do. So let me connect. So my next file type is Excel. I want to connect to an Excel file. So let me locate an Excel file I could connect to for the essence of this training. So we'll see what I'm talking about. So let me connect to this Excel file. I have a table here where I have Excel file, so I can connect to May 2014. So the beauty of Power BI is it's a pathway. It helps you to be able to connect to beautiful things. And another thing that the beauty of this is that the steps in which you are doing this is saved on your system. So whatever process that you're actually on the go in cleaning up this data is done once and for all. It's done once and that's it. So you don't need to do it over and over again. We'll get to, in my concluding phase, and my concluding, in conclusion, I would talk about a few things. So this is an Excel file. I was saying that just while the data was loading. This is an Excel file. So I'm connected to an Excel file. So I'm connecting to a sheet, sheet 1 on the Excel file. On sheet 1, we can see various data sets. And once I click OK, processing automatically. So it's been loaded into our data Power Query area. So yeah, at this point, you can now decide to do various transformations. So for example, a transformation you could want to do is to check the data types. I'm sure the person covering transformation will handle that. But things that you could do before you load, you could check, okay, data types. What data types are they following the right data type? So for example, you could see the role ID. The role ID should not be a summable, should not be a summable number. So it should be something like a text, should be represented like a text, because you will not want your role ID to be you don't want there to be a summation of your role ID when you load it to the model. So ideally, best practice to convert this to text, because it's supposed to be a unique identifier. So various things, you can actually walk through your data set. You can remove the ones that you don't want to remove. But what I'm just showing you, that I've just showed you a way of connecting your data set, an Excel file, into Power Query. My next, because I really don't have much time, my next demo will be connecting to a folder. So how many of us have worked or we have this kind of data set in our companies or in our businesses, whereby there's always an update every day? So the same type of file, the same format. So for example, let's say we have a transactional data, a sales data. So every day you download from maybe your ERP or whatever platform that you use, or someone sends the data every day. So maybe it's perhaps you work in a transaction where we have daily transactions, and they send you data every day, and that data is formatted the same way, but different things. So for example, maybe this time around you have customer.
Sorry, please, if I may chip in this.
Okay, sir.
I think there's a scenario. There is a company I analyzed for several years ago.
Okay.
It's an oil servicing company. They have a vessel on this sea, and this vessel is like an hotel. Everything that happens on the vessel, they capture it on daily basis. At the end of the day, by 12 midnight, they will send it as a file to the head office in Lagos. The vessel is somewhere in Port Harcourt. Now, once they send it to the head office in Lagos, they have to extract the data, put it in a big database, and they keep appending every day. Now, the scenario, is it possible as they send in that data every day in Excel format, Power BI should just automatically sync it into my analysis without stress?
Yeah, it's very possible, sir. And that's what I'm trying to portray here. And thanks for that analogy. You could have like you said, this is a daily transactional data. This is a daily data that has been sent. And let's say, for example, as the BI guy or the business intelligence or business analyst in the business, you have created this beautiful dashboard that you all have. You've done it, it's nice. You did it. And anytime they send this data, it means that you have to be doing it every time, every day. But in Power BI, once you are connecting to a folder using Power BI, once you have created your dashboard once, you have created the model, you have sorted out your model and everything, if you are connecting your data set to a folder, once you just populate that folder and you hit refresh, the data automatically, or your model or your dashboard automatically updates on the assumption that you did the model, or you built this thing afresh. So I'll show us a very good example of that. I have so the data I have here is a monthly transactional data of a particular company. And so let's click on its sources. Let's click on new source. I'll be connecting to a folder here. So we'll see what I'm trying to say. So what we have here is that we have a company, and daily, every month, they send in a particular file, and they send in the monthly data. So for example, you can see here we have January 2014, February 2014, March 2014, April, May. So by the time the June data is ready to, they will send the June data to me, and I want to do analysis again. Instead of me repeating this over and over again, why not just create a dashboard, create a model whereby once I populate, I put my data into this folder and I hit refresh, everything refreshes. So I want to show us how to connect to a folder. So yeah, we're clicking here and connecting to a folder. So I will need to locate my folder. So in locating the folder, what we'll have to locate, we'll locate the folder path. This time around, you're not locating an individual file, you are locating the folder path. So I will try to locate my folder here. Just a moment while I try to locate my folder. Okay, so I'm connecting to the folder, connecting to a folder. That's the name of the folder that I'm connecting to. Connecting to that folder, and that's the folder that I showed us initially. So I'll hit OK. So once I hit OK, so it brings up this. I remember what I said before now. ETL involves extracting, transforming, and loading. So at this point, what Power BI has done is that Power BI has gone into that folder, it's connected to the folder, and it's trying to extract everything in that folder. And also remember what I said, that no matter how good or how structured you feel your folder is, always transform it before you do anything. So yeah, I'll click on transform data. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I'm clicking on transform data. So once it's loading up the data, one thing that happens is that Power BI also loads. So for the individual files in the folder, it also loads the metadata. So when I mean metadata, maybe the date was modified, the date was created, the extension, all those things. Those are the metadata of that file. It also loads it, but for us, for this trading, we do not need the metadata. So basically, what I will be needing, I'll just be needing this binary and the name, because I'll need the name later. So later we'll still see this, but I want to remove everything, so I can right click here and remove other columns. I hope you can see this. Right click and remove other columns. Then I want to replace, because I want the title of this folder to be changed into a date. So I'll be able to, I want to use the title of the format of the folder of the file as the date of that file. So once I'm merging, that will be like what I'll use in identifying the date, the dates. So what I want to do is I want to remove the extension, the EXLX extension here, XLS extension here. So I'll right click here and click on replace values. I'm rushing through transform. Someone else will rush through deal with transform, please. Once I'm done with that, this is now a date. So I'm trying to tell Excel or Power Query that please, this is a date format. So please convert it to date. So now this has been converted to date. You can see that this has been converted to date. So I can now change this to date. That's the title I've changed it. So the individual file is here, is in this binary. So I need to extract it. So please, if you have questions, you can always put them on the chat. You can always type your questions on the chat, so it can be responded to later. And you can always drag me if you have questions. So this is me trying to load it now. So I'm trying to load everything. Okay, so it's loading. Some processes are loaded. Yeah. Okay. So now the binary has been exported into this table, right? So what I really need now is the files, because this is it. So I will have to export. I'll bring out this. Use original column as prefix. No, I do not want to do this. So now, it has loaded all the data of every single thing that we'll have on that, in that folder. So everything has been loaded up. It has appended everything. So something like an append has been done here.
Sorry, sir. Please, can I just ask this question?
Okay,
Are you telling me that if I drop, this is January, can you scroll down? Is there February there?
Yeah, we can see there is January,
okay, January, February, March, April,
May.
May. If I
May.
make another file and I make it June, will it automatically sync into this now? Can you quickly show us? Is it possible?
Yeah, it's very possible. So let me just show us.
Get a file and call it June. Let's see.
So I have a folder. Okay, so in the folder, let me go back to this. Let me copy June here and paste here. So I've pasted June here. If I go over to Excel right now, I don't know why I keep saying Excel, Power Query, and I refresh, you see that June has been added.
Wow. Okay, thank you.
So that's the beauty of connecting to a folder. So for example, look at the whole process. Let's say I've even loaded this into my model, I've created the visualization and everything, and I've loaded this already. And I have an update for a new month. And I just click on it, refresh, voila. I've updated everything. I do not need to start going over through the process. So it means that the report that took me after 15 minutes on the first day, I can complete that report, that same report, in 2 minutes. And
okay, sir, please, another question.
Okay,
if I get July to December, I put in there.
Okay, sir.
Without clicking on refresh, can't it be automated? So I don't need to keep coming there to click refresh. Is it possible to automate? Once it sees any new file in the folder, it should refresh automatically.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible for us to run through refresh, automatic refresh, but that's not for this class. Going forward, when we get into the advanced class, we'll get to do that right now. We'll get to do that. We'll have trainers who will do that. And so, okay. But for this class, well, still, because it's still an advanced, it's a basic stage. So we'll still need to be clicking on the refresh button to refresh it for now. So so that's it about connecting to a folder. I would have loved to maybe connect it and see connect. Maybe I just connect it to. Let me load this data set. Let me load. And then apply and close. So applying and close means that I'm going to load the data set. So I want to show us a few things as regards to connecting. So the true beauty of connecting to a folder. So even though this is not part of this thing, we'll still get to it later. So I think the last phase of my demo would be connecting to the web, connecting to a web platform. So, and we all understand what's happening right now. So there is the general, the plague, the world is plagued with the corona pandemic right now. And I'll be connecting to one data source that gives reliable data set as regards corona in Nigeria, and that's the NCDC page on corona. So we're connecting to that data web page, and I'll be connecting to it, and we'll be seeing how we can also connect to other web pages. So I've loaded this. So maybe I should just show us a few things as regards this. Okay, so what happened is that, I loaded, I've connected to the web. I've connected to PDF, I've connected to Excel, and I've connected to a folder. So the 3 files here have been loaded here right now, but the sheet 1 here is for the folder. So let me just show us something about refreshing. So we understand. It's date. I guess something happened. We didn't load dates when we were coming in. No. So please let me go back. I can always go back into my transform to edit. trying to edit. So let me edit this. Something happened. I did not load my date. Okay, sorry. So I actually loaded. I was looking at a different file. So the file here is connecting to a folder. Okay, so yeah, this is the date. So date was the file name that will transform to date. So I want to show us something. So for example, let's say I want to do a small analysis or just show it, just to show us trend as regards just the month. Okay, and sales per month. Oh, so you can see what's happening here is that I did not. So that's why I said it's always good to add, format your data set before you load. So in the course of formatting of the connecting connecting the folder, I did not change the data type. So for example, sales is not seen as a whole digit or a fixed decimal, a numerical format type. So that's why I'm getting that. So let me load and get back to. Just a moment, okay. Okay, so this is it. Let's say I'm trying to do a trend. So this is it. I have my data January, February, March to June. I hope you can see it. And if I am going to add up July, August, September files, then refresh, you actually see what I'm talking about as regards connecting to a folder. So please let me add up data for July, August, and September. So I've added up them to my data. So if I click on refresh, I've just done it. So we can see it now that the data for July, August, and September that I added has been automatically added to it. And obviously this will make our journey or our life as analysts, as our BI experts, very easy. If you can actually start connecting to a folder, this is one tool or one data source that I would want us to actually look into, and it's going to help us in our journey. So my last connection will be connecting to the web. So like I said, I want to connect to NCDC website. So this is NCDC website. My internet is loading. So we have the NCDC website here, and on the website they always have a summary of coronavirus. So as of today now, we can see that we have 442 as at the last update on their website. Confirmed cases, we have 152 discharged, and we have 13 deaths. And we also have the summary per state. So we could see it here. So what if I want to extract this data? I want it to be in the module, and I want to refresh it. So I can sit in my office, or I can sit in my house without going to the NCD website and look at my data set and just click on refresh, and I want to see the updated cases of coronavirus. I can even create a dashboard. I could create a model around it. I could come up with some key, a dashboard that I can actually share with people too, and click on maybe something like a schedule refresh and the like. And that's an advanced for an advanced class. But I want to create a dashboard and share with people. Connecting to a live feed or a live data set from a website too is very, very possible. It's powerful. I will be trying this here. So all I need to do here is to connect to web. So I will need to connect, copy out the URL, the web link here. So you can see covid19.nsdc.gov.ng. So I've copied it, and I'm going back to my Power BI, and I'll click on get data. I hope you're following.
Yeah, perfectly.
Yes. Yes, we are following.
Okay, so when I go to when I've click on web, and it's telling me to type my URL. So if I paste my URL on this website, on this, I'll click on OK, and it's going to load up. Going to bring up the dialog box and loads up something. So I wanted to see it now. So we could see this. Please, for those who have their mics on, please, I will appreciate if you mute them so people can hear. So you could see that Power Query is intelligent enough to go over to the website and extract anything that looks like a table on the website. And that's what it is done. So we could see that there's a table here, case summary in Nigeria as at April 16th. That's a table. We could see a table document, we don't need that. We could see table 0, we don't need this. Table 2, I think we will need this. This is where we have the state affected, number of cases lab confirmed. This is where we have the breakdown per state. We will need this. And table 3, we don't need this, toll free line. So I want to load the case summary and table 2 into Power Query. So this is me loading case 1 and the 2 tables into Power Query. Like I said, it is forbidden, it's a taboo. Do not click on load. Click on transform data. Check your data to be sure that it's formatted right. So I'll click on transform data. So a dialog comes up. Something comes up. So now we could see that it's loaded up. It's loaded to. So we have the case summary. So for the case summary, I can do a little bit of transformation. I think this is last thing, so I can go a little bit further. I'll do a little bit of transformation. Yeah. I have total sample tested. I have 5,000. I'll still need this 5,000. So what Power BI has done is that Power BI has gone ahead to promote this as an header, and I really do not want it to be promoted as an header. So I can remove it from the calculated apply steps here, remove this header here, delete it here, or I can go back and under transform, I can remove it from here. But since I've removed that apply step, so I have it here, total samples tested 5,000. So for this, I can now do my transformation to see how I can transform it. So yeah, I want to transpose this data set. So I'll be transposing this. So after I've transposed this, so I can see total sample tested, total confirmed case discharged, and this. Then I can now promote what I have as row 1 as my header. So then I'll now go to use role as header. So I've been able to do that. Another thing again is that I want to remove this sign of greater than here. I can always do that by replacing values. So I'll go click here, replace with null. So please, I'm jumping a lot of things here because this will be treated in the next session. That's under ETL transform. So please just pardon my rush. So this is table 1. I can write it here. So this table 1, I'm done with table 1. So let me go to the other table that I brought in. So the other table that I brought in here, so I think it looks clean or formatted. So state affected, number of cases, number of active cases, number of discharge, everything are all in whole numbers. So I think they are just fine for me, and I can load them to my model. I can load them up. So it's applying query and it's loading. Okay, so let me click on a new listing. So these are the 2. I brought in these 2 now. So I brought in the case summary. So for example, I could say, okay, I want to see the total number of deaths total number of deaths. I want to see the total number of discharge, total number of confirmed cases. So you could see that I brought that into Power BI here, and I could say that, okay, instead of doing this, I want it to be in a card format. I'm going a little bit, so we could see that I want to see the total number of discharge in a card format. I want to see the total number of confirmed cases. So I don't want to jump, so I don't get into a different session or someone else's session. But another thing again that we could do is that we could say, okay, the state, I want to see the data per state. Table 2, number of states affected. I could say I want to see the number of deaths, the number of active cases, the number of. So we can see this here. Let me increase this. Oh, I was increasing something else. Sorry. So the beauty of what I just did here now, the beauty of what I just did right now is that if there is an update on NCDC's website, I do not need to go back and repeat the same process that I did right now. All I just need to do is to hit refresh on my system, on my Power BI system, on my Power BI here, Power BI desktop here, and automatically everything gets refreshed. So I can just know the total number of cases. I know I have something similar that I did here. Okay, I don't have it here. Maybe I should just open it, even though it's not concrete yet. So the beauty of this is that once I refresh, once the website is updated and I hit refresh on my own system, on my Power BI desktop, it means that I will get the update. And that's just it. And the major reason why I brought this up is that I just want to use this web appetite. We could actually take up a project from here. We could decide that we want to work out the dashboard around the coronavirus. That's a very good project to work around within this work from home area. We have from now to our next session is going to be on Monday, and we have from now to Monday. So we could just lay our hands, get our hands dirty. If you get hooked and you have questions, we have people on the group that can always tackle your questions, and obviously you get solutions because we are all here to help ourselves. So I think at this point I will be wrapping up my old session. But in conclusion, there is more that Power Query connecting to various connections can actually there is more that we can harness from this. So the whole essence is understand the basics, explore the options, understand best practices. It's okay if you make mistakes and if you're not getting things right. That's why we have a user group, we have a community of people to help. So it's okay if you are we can always reach out to people. You can always reach out and trust me, they are more than willing to assist you. So at this point, okay, I just showed you something that I was doing before this class. This is just something I did playing with NCDC website. Even though it's far from being complete, but this is just something that you can do and you can also build up on it. And once I hit refresh, it automatically refreshes. So I think that is all for my own end. If you really need to go to the NCDC website, the website is here, covid.19.nscdc. The popular one that is being used all over the world right now is data from Johns Hopkins University. Johns Hopkins University uploaded that data on GitHub. You can also access that data on GitHub, lay hands on a few things, and trust me, the sky is just beginning. I think I would need to open up the lines for questions if people have questions, because I think I've spent.
Thank you
I've gone beyond
very,
my.
very much, Mr. Oluwasegun. You've done justice to this class. So I give it to you. So that's great. So
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a wonderful session.
Yes.
I did enjoy myself, and I'm very sure other participants had the same experience. Please feel free to ask questions. Though we've actually shot beyond the time, let's ask all our questions. So the one we can handle now, we'll do that. If not, on the WhatsApp group, we'll still continue. So, Paul, can you help us drop the link for the feedback? We got your feedback yesterday. Thank you very much for the feedback. And I can assure you, if you compare yesterday and today, there's a tremendous improvement in our performance. So your feedback really helped us. We'll need you to still fill the form. Let's know what the trainer has done, and let's see what the organization generally, how it looks. So he has dropped it on the chat. It's also on the WhatsApp group. Please help us fill the feedback form. So this will help us. So tomorrow is Saturday. We don't have a session tomorrow and Sunday. On Monday by same time, we are going into the next section, which is ETL 2. ETL 2, we have another presenter. All these presenters, they are members of the community. So you can always locate this man, Mr. Oluwasegun Owodunni. I love that surname, Owodunni. So you can always locate him. I'm there. You are going to meet other great presenters. So please feel free to ask any question. They will definitely give you the full support. Thank you very much. Is there any question before we close the meeting?
Yes, I have one question.
Okay.
My question is, you mentioned the Power BI refreshing, for example, the NCDC website.
Yes.
So the question I have is, once the NCDC website is updated for coronavirus cases, will I have to connect to the internet for my Power BI to be refreshed?
No. Once you've done the Power BI and the work is already on your system, all you just need to do is to click on refresh on Power BI desktop. But later, yeah, it automatically updates automatically. Don't worry about the remaining. Once you click on refresh, you get your updates. But if you want the update to just come without clicking on refresh, there's a section in the advanced class that will be handled by another professional in the house. So she's going to talk about refreshing and establishing gateway. With that, you don't even need to click on anything. So you just see it coming up like magic. So we'll definitely get there. Thank you for the question. Another question, please.
Yes, please, yes, sir. I have a question.
Hello. Oh, I have a question. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello. So please, what's your name? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, what's your name?
My name is Oinkon. I have a question.
Okay.
Yes. So talking about this refreshing on Power BI. So let's assume that working with folders, for instance, let's assume that I have, just like the example that you gave with vessels and them updating the data on a daily basis. So let's assume that maybe a particular field on my table, on my table was changed. Let's assume maybe the date format was changed to something else at some point, maybe due to error from someone. Is it that once I upload it to Power BI, it automatically change that particular format to what I had already, or I'll have to do like an underground work on that?
Okay. So thank you very much, Oni, for that question. One thing about Power BI, the ETL process, today you only learn how to connect to the data. Tomorrow and next tomorrow, you are going to learn lot and lot around cleaning the data. As long as the cleaning is done and it's part of the ETL, let the data keep coming in unstructured formats. Don't get yourself bothered. Power BI will follow the same process you've done and it's going to clean it up. So unless it's not part of the ETL, that's your steps, then you won't be able to enjoy that. It will load it the way it sees it. But during the course of the training tomorrow and next tomorrow, I mean Monday and Tuesday, then you understand better.
So, sir, in that short,
Okay, thank you.
Hello,
sir.
Are you right?
My name is Sherry.
Okay.
Sir, in addition, concerning this refreshment, I'm using Power BI desktop.
Okay.
Sir, can I refresh and I get updates concerning that COVID-19?
Yes. According to the presenter, that is an assignment for all of us. Please connect to that COVID-19 site, NCNC. He gave us the site. Thank you very much. So can you see the site? https://covid19.ncdc.gov.ng. All of us, let's try to connect to it. And once we connect to it, let's do a small report and just click on refresh the next day. We have Saturday, Sunday, just play around with it and you can share your experience on Monday with us. So, but once you fill our feedback form, we are keeping your email. At the end of the 10 days training, you are all entitled to a certificate. But after the 10th day, the 11th day is a project day. We are all going to do a project. You submit the project. We look at your project. Once you can deliver a nice project work, I promise you, you have a certificate from MCT, Microsoft Certified Trainer. The big community is going to issue a certificate. We have agreed on that yesterday. So fill our feedback form is part of the continuous assessment. Finally, any other question, please?
Sorry, please. I have a question.
Okay, sorry, your feedback form is not actually okay.
Feedback form, okay?
Yeah,
hello.
Carry their children somewhere now. What the fuck? Hello.
Hello.
I have a question, please. I have a question, please.
Okay, please, your name and the question.
Okay, my name is Adedayo. So, please, I would like to ask, these slides you actually used in presenting, or the presenter used in presenting, will they be shared on
You
the...
said what, please? I can't hear you, Adedayo.
Yes, what I'm saying is that the slide that was used in presenting today and going forward, will they be shared on the group?
Of course, yesterday's slide, you saw it on the WhatsApp group. This slide and the example, the sample data you use, you also see it on the WhatsApp group.
Okay. I'm not available on the WhatsApp group. I don't know. Can you drop the link or something?
No problem. On the chat list, Paul is there attending to question. He's going to drop a link. Once you click on that link, it will take you. Oh, it's already there. Can you see? Just click on chat. You will see it. Power BI user group WhatsApp link.
Okay,
Just
I can see it.
Link, so you take you to the group. So it's a community that has been existing for the past 2 years. So let's see how we can do better in the community. You are powerfully welcome, Adedayo. Any other question?
Yeah, I have one question. My name is Kelvin.
Kelvin, you're welcome.
Yes, the data set that the presenter used, is it possible for him to share it? Because that's the folder one.
Okay, so Mr. Oluwasegun, I hope there's no NDA tied to the data you use the January to September. It's a wonderful data set. Hope there's no NDA tied to it.
No, I doubt that. I doubt that. I already shared it on our platform.
Oh, great. So, Calvin, you are welcome. So, you get it on the platform. He said he has already shared it on the platform. So, thank you very much, Mr.
I shared it on our platform. I uploaded it on OneDrive, so I shared it on our platform, so they can. I'll share it on the WhatsApp, the general WhatsApp platform, so they can access it.
Okay, please. So, Calvin, pick it up from the general WhatsApp platform. Thank you. That's a nice one. Another question, please. Okay. Thank you very much. We are very sorry to take 12 minutes out of your time. Extra.
Sorry, please, I have a question.
Okay. Who am I speaking with?
I'm Joseph.
Joseph, okay.
Yeah. Okay, please, I have a dashboard which I published to Power BI service. So is it possible for me to assign users to each page of the dashboard? I know there's something called assigning roles, but I want them to see specific page, like team A can only see page 1 of the dashboard. So something like, is it possible?
Don't worry, the advanced section, we are going to deal with role level security. So when we get to role level security, it's only those that you want to see a particular page that will see it. So don't worry.
Okay.
So when we get there, Joseph, right?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
So when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. So it's very much possible.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question? Okay, so I'm excited to be part of this meeting today. And tomorrow, I will really want us to come along. Please feel free to share this link with people that you know that are into the same field, Power BI Business Intelligence. Share that same link with them. Let them join this training. It's a section that we've packed to deliver within 10 days. 2 days gone, 8 more days. And tomorrow, Monday is promising to be far better. So thank you very, very much. We are waiting for your feedback, and we'll continue our discussion on the WhatsApp platform. Have a nice day. Thank you. Stay blessed all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
very much.
Thank you, Mr. Deji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.